Oh, whoopsies. Hello everyone, welcome back to Drunk Camera Reviews. It's been a little while. I've been doing lots of other things other than filming videos, like working a job. So today we have the granddaddy of all of the EOS cameras from Canon, the EOS 650. Now, the EOS 650, it's a pretty simple camera. I mean, it's the one that uses the EF mount. It was the first one. This is the first EF mount camera. Now, a little history about the EOS 650. This was released on Canon's 50th anniversary. It was March 2nd, 1987, and I think that was it the 5D Mark II, or was it the 5D Mark II? It was released on, I think, was it like the 25th anniversary of this camera coming out? I don't know, I forget. I need to start writing shit down. But yeah, this camera pioneered the EF mount for Canon, and the best thing about that is you can use old shitty lenses like this one. I think this one came with it. It's a 35 to 80, f4 to f5.6, and you can just pop this off and throw it away. And you can slap on a beauty like this, which is the Sigma 50 1.4 art lens, which is a fucking chunk of glass. And that's the beauty of it, is you can use any EOS, any EF mount lens on this old-ass camera from 1987, and it'll work perfectly. Last time I used this one a lot was I was shooting a car build. As you can see, it's got, this is RWB's Akira Nakai-san's signature, because I didn't have anything for him to sign, so I had him sign my camera. Pretty cool, right? But yeah, I used the 24 to 70 f2.8 version 2 with this camera and some Portra 400, and shot most of the car build with it. And I'll probably be showing most of those photos because I haven't really used it that much, because after I got it signed, I was like, oh, I guess I'm gonna just put it on a shelf now. But I made a point to get out and actually take some pictures with it today. But unfortunately, I was gonna go up to the mountain and it flooded, so we couldn't go all the way to the top. So that sucked. Drove all the way there and then all the way back. Then we had a picnic. So some basics about this camera. I mean, it's got a little lever right here. Turn it right on. And you got your little screen right here, which has your shooting mode. I mean, that's just like, it's your, I don't know, your servo mode. No, not that. Fuck. Is that something over here? Let's start with the easy thing. You've got your film counter. Easy, right? Yeah. Got your aperture, and then I usually stick it on aperture priority, so it'll just tell me what shutter speed I need to be at. But you can push this mode button and change it. You've got program, I think that's shutter, aperture, depth? Oh, what the fuck is depth? I don't know what that does. Don't touch that one. You have manual mode, program mode, shutter priority, aperture priority, and depth. I don't know what the fuck depth means, but I mostly keep it on aperture priority. And then you can just, it works the same way. I mean, this is the simplest camera to use because it's exactly like every other Canon digital camera today, because this is what started it. So, and then you even have this little button right here, which I think is for remote triggering the camera right there. I've never used it because I don't have a remote trigger for it, but I think A and then L is lock, I guess. And then there's this one, which I think this is just fully auto or like program, but I usually keep it in aperture priority. My scroll wheel, this scroll wheel kind of is fucking up a little bit, so I don't know. But then you also have your exposure comp button. You have a dedicated button, which it only does it in half stops. It doesn't do it in third stops, so you just gonna have to deal with it. And then you have another thing on it is you got this little flap right there, and you've got your film rewind, your AF selector. So you push that, and then it's got either one shot or servo, which is tracking. But no, come on. And then you have your button mode, which is single shot, continuous shot, or timer. So there's all of your, there's all your main things. But then you also have a battery life button. So you can check your battery life. I don't know what mine is at. It says BC. What does that mean? It's clicking. I don't know why it's doing that. But then if you also push these two buttons at the same time, you can change your ISO. Look at that. Now right now, I'm using T-Max. So yeah, if you wanted to instead of doing like exposure compensation and pushing 1 stop, 2 stops, you can just change your ISO. Which honestly, I just learned that myself. I didn't even know it did that. So we're all learning something today. Okay, so now I only have 1 shot left, and I'm probably just gonna, you see that air grab? Yeah. 1 shot, and I'm about to be done. So I'm just gonna, let's just aim it over there, and fire. Wait, crap, I had 2 shots left. Aim it over there. There we go. So now, it's winding it all back. It's pretty quick. And it's done. So now, probably put the lens cap back on it. Just because, okay, there we go. Now I can put it on its head, just like that. Now, so then you just flip this. Oh wait, it's got a little button here that you have to press, and then flip it. Oh, God damn it, that little viewfinder's in the way. I haven't used this camera in a while. So, there we go. And then pop this out. And then to load it, it's pretty easy. Like that. Put it to that little orange marker right there. And then close the back. And that's it. That's how it rewinds and that's how it loads. I've got 1 shot. Anyways, that's basically it. And you've got 1 battery. I forget what type of battery it is, but it's a battery. Battery goes right there. And on the bottom, really nothing. You can mount a tripod now. That's it. On this side, now I have a roll of T-Max in here, so I'm not going to open it up. But you would just push this button, slide this down, and boop, door opens up. Bing, bang, boom. Very simple. And then you've got, I don't know what this does. I don't know what that button does. I think this is your depth of field. Let me check here real quick. Let's stop it down to f2.8, and then push this little button right here. Yep, there it is. You can see it is stopping down the lens, and it. Oh God, I forgot how gorgeous this lens is. I need to use this more. And then this, I don't know what this button does. This M, is that manual? I don't know. Yeah, that's mainly all of the buttons on this camera. There's also 1 button on the back here. I don't know what it does. There's 1 button right here. I don't know what it does. So that's going to be a mystery button. But some other things about this camera, even though it does have it was Canon's first EF autofocus camera, it's got 1 focus point right in the center. But in nice contrasty situations, it will nail focus almost every time. It's pretty good. It's not as fast and snappy as today's modern cameras, but for a camera that's from 1987, it's pretty good at nailing focus. The main lens that I kept on this camera was a 28mm f1.8, Canon's 28mm f1.8, which was good. I mean, it's soft as shit wide open, so I usually kept it stopped down. But you can do that, set it to manual focus mode, and then just zone focus the day away. Another thing that this camera had that was revolutionary at the time was advanced through the lens metering. I think it had a 6-segment matrix meter, and that was pretty good. I mean, I've never missed an exposure with this camera set in aperture priority. It's pretty bang on with the shutter speed. Another thing this camera had, I mean, it's not going to be blazing fast, but it did have 3 FPS shooting with film, which was okay. I mean, you can get an EOS 1V now with the high speed, the booster, which can do 11 frames per second. which means you're done like a roll of film in about a little over 3 seconds, which, why would you do that? It's dumb. Fun fact, something that I didn't actually know, the EOS name actually stands for Electro-Optical System. I learned that off the internet. No idea if that's real. Don't go blaming me for things I don't know. But yeah, that's basically everything that you need to know about the Canon EOS 650, the grandpa of all the modern cameras, like the 5D Mark IV and the Canon 6D Mark II, which I'm still waiting for reviews on, so I can maybe buy it, or maybe just buy a D850 whenever it comes out. Oh yeah, got them high megapixels. But yeah, people always complain that full frame is like, oh man, full frame's so expensive. I got this camera for free, and it works great. So I don't want to hear any bitching and moaning that you can't afford full frame when you could easily afford one of these and a couple rolls of film, and bam, you got a full frame camera, and it'll probably do pretty good things for you. So if you want to, go out and buy an EOS 650, and I'm gonna continue buying more really cheap beer because I'm trying to save money. Yeah, Coors Light. Bye.